given up anyway, and you never got to test if you could counter it or not. I guess they could still test it now, but usually you want to test a person's signature champion game 1 to see if it's something you counter or not. For example, like who he's Aurelion Soul back in the day when he played it, or like Froggen's Nivea or something like that. It's a best of 5. That's when you get to try out if it works or not, rather than having to blanket ban it.
Yeah. A lot of teams here would go for an Olaf pick just to deal with Viego potentially. But Diana, I think, has been one of the most successful picks for Akaadian.
But she is banned.
Oh, she's banned.
Okay, well, there we have it. We might just see that AD jungler. I want to see what Dignitas has to show us.
Yeah, and I like the immediate Thresh pickup. It denies one of Destiny's best champs. It's also one of Afro's better champs as well. And going back to the Olaf point, I think it's really, really critical that they get Akaadian on something that can be really proactive and really aggressive, because here's the problem with
more
being
so
on
than
the
Xin
red
Zhao?
side. Well, yeah, because Xin Zhao's gone now, right? And Diana's gone now, and these are 2 of his most played. So I think it's important that they get his jungle pick in this rotation.
I feel like, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I feel like what they need to do is they need to bring their mid laner into the game and their top laner into the game.
Yeah.
Game 1, game 2, they did the gank top, saw that nothing happened after he got that lead. So if that doesn't work, maybe try mid. They haven't had a single good 2v2 combo mid yet, and they've been given the opportunities for that. They just opt out of it. When you're picking Xin Zhao, you have so many champions that you can pick that'd be strong with it. Syndra, LeBlanc, even Orianna at 6, she's strong there.
Yeah.
So like they're not doing these 2v2 mids, even though they're picking Xin Zhao. This game, they don't have it, but they need to play around mid jungle. They're just the strongest roles right now.
Their best shot was game 1 when they had Sylas in, and they were...
That's game 2. Sylas in? Game 1
Raes
was...
Versus the Zach. Either way, like for me, that's where I felt like there was their best shot, was to try and attack that matchup, and it didn't work out there. So this is definitely going to be a difficult matchup. I want to see Dignitas on what's super comfortable. I like the fact.
Gragas.
Oh no, please not Graves.
Go back to Gragas.
No, go back to Gragas.
Gragas.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, Kazi, you seem to feel in a lot more favorable
Yeah,
for the
I was
Graves
feeling some
there.
type of way. I don't want to see a Graves. I want to see a champion that Akaadian can play make on, right? And Gragas does offer that option. We saw in the last series between EG and Dig that he was effective, right, on this pick. He's able to start fights himself. He's able to pick people out. So right now, I actually like this draft from Dig the most out of the drafts we've seen. Just to revisit the point though about like mid jungle, I think the honest truth is that Dig's mid jungle synergy is just not that great. So I would prefer to see them just focus on trying to get bot rolling as much as possible, because that's a power point for your team in terms of your lane, and it allows Akaadian to get opportunities.
And then mid
Give me a Yasuo ban. Yes, thank you. Yasuo ban, you need that. Because that's always the fear of a Gragas 3 pick. It's just that. And also Yusui has played it, so the threat is always there. Man, I'm just trying to figure out what Dignitas would want to go towards. An AD pick would be wonderful. Yeah, you could go Yon.
Qiyana.
No.
Name more.
They're not gonna play Qiyana, but I would love
Qiyana.
I'm pretty sure she's really strong right now. I think she's a sleeper pick. She does a ton of damage right now. I mean, they're not gonna pick it, but if you hear me try it out, she's really strong. Busted.
Could go Tristana. I know Tristana has been...
That is a better pick than Qiyana.
There we go.
I'll give you that.
It also gives them, you know, good scaling with Aphelios Trist. I would still like to see what their top laner would be, so they don't have to just slam it in right now.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what I don't want to see, which is the Kindred.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed. Aligned.
Yeah, and you know, we did see them pick Sylas earlier. I think it's just a matter of comfort, because in terms of Yusui's effective champion pool, it's a bit different than other players, and that's why I think you've seen them consistently ban the Syndra, not take the LeBlanc, ban the LeBlanc. So I expect them to maybe just go back to the Sylas, and at least this will be a slightly better scenario ult-wise.
And now on the side of Immortals, we're starting to get an idea of how this comp is actually going to come to the Rift, Raes.
They have Camille.
Whew.
It is I mean, I wouldn't say protect revenge.
You
It
have
is
to pick Yon
amplify
here.
revenge.
Whoa, please do it.
Nah, you ain't doing it.
Please
Yusui,
do it.
In a knockout situation.
Do it. No.
Whoa, they did it!
I
I
just
told
told
you
you.
that Qiyana is strong. I didn't actually expect them. I told you Qiyana is strong. And I actually would have preferred to see something like a Yon here. I think the problem with Qiyana is that if you don't kill TF early, you're gonna have a really hard time killing him later. Whereas Yon always kills TF no matter what. Whether you're behind or whether you're ahead, TF just dies to you. But I'm happy with the Qiyana.
All in on the Yusui train.
Yes.
This man's champion pool, this entire split has been humongous, at least what he's willing to play. But successful, no. He needs to get it done here or they're out of playoffs, and that's the end of their road in the LCS.
And I'll do you one better. I need to see Akaadian camping mid. I need to see
Bring the squad.
Aphromoo.
Head on snowballing the game. You cannot play against Camille plus TF with double TP later in the game when you have one teleport on a side laner who's going to lose 1v1. So
yeah,
they are super all in on the early game, I feel. If you are winning on the map, then yeah, you can contest later in the game because all of a sudden Gnar's ahead, so it's not as much of a concern. But, I mean, it's triple TP versus one teleport on FakeGod. And I just think that the soul laners here have got to step up for Dignitas because all 3 games, they have been outperformed. Yusui, I don't think, has been having a bad series. You know, he hasn't been getting necessarily like slammed in lane or anything, but Insanity is just getting so much more done. And especially on Qiyana, you can't just play to farm. You can't just hang out. You've got to move around the map. You've got to find kills.
Okay, and by the way, there's a reminder, ProView, hey, if you want to see if Yusui can pull it off on Qiyana or see how Insanity plays the TF, take a look at that. Also, I am not letting Hai just have this be forgotten. He said, you blow TF flash before 6 minutes, you win the game. So we're going to track that. We're going to track and see if Hai is accurate. Hai, this
what
is
if
the cost.
Insanity just confidence flashes right now? Just in place.
Just pull it off the Scara.
Yeah.
Just flash at the guy to scare the daylights out of him.
He's just staring at Hai, eyeballing him. You said, what was going to happen if I flash?
I would love to see it. All right, now down here in the bottom lane, we got 2 different powerful engaged champions with both Thresh and Nautilus having the hook. Okay, nice death sentence down onto Raes, but the counter engage there from Destiny means Immortals are the ones who win the trade. Neo wants to get a little bit extra on the back end, but the sniper range will not avoid the extra auto attack there from Raes. And this is kind of what you want to see from Dig, is the ability to play around these two, around Neo and Aphromoo. Another nice hook coming out, but the counter hook goes in. Bombs being thrown down. Neo eating a lot of damage with the ignite down into Aphromoo.
Oh God.
Dignitas' 2v2 here is not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, those bombs from Raes are just getting so much damage done. The Q plus a passive auto from Ziggs is really terrifying. Even though Aphro was hitting hooks himself, the answer there from Destiny, hook of himself, he got the passive auto, he dropped the ignite. So they are down a summoner. That is something.
Yeah, and hey, reminder, if you're looking for an audio-only cast of this series, and honestly, for pretty much every series we do here in the LCS, the squad at leagueday.gg has you covered. So if for some reason you can't watch, you can always still listen, give that one a look. As Immortals, they just walk on in, they steal away the red buff from Akaadian. He will throw the cask into the brush just to see if they're still hanging around. Yusui coming over, trying to potentially collapse here as well. Immortals will back away. Remember, Yusui does have an ignite, gives them a substantial advantage in that 2 versus 2 there, so they don't want anything else to do with that. However, FakeGod pretty far forward up here. Revenge goes in. It's flash for flash here on the top side, but FakeGod gets away.
Yeah, well respected by FakeGod, but that is already pretty difficult, right? You know, you're now in the situation where you're down flash, you've lost your red buff, your top laner is getting pressured. Xerxe will back up because Aphro has roamed mid and Yusui was roaming. So you don't want to get anything too crazy going on there. As you said, Yusui does have Ignite. So generally, if you're playing a passive lane, if you're just farming it out, you are winning as the TF in this situation. And we'll see if Yusui will take an early recall here. I do expect it. Can they suss it out and stop that base? Doesn't look like it with Akaadian in the area.
No, it looks like everything ought to be just fine here. But one thing that did go Dignitas, and specifically Akaadian's way, is because he had that Aphromoo roam while this wave was pushed up down here, so there wasn't really a punish. That means that Akaadian was able to take top side crab. Now Akaadian is able to take bottom side crab. So double crab start for Dignitas always feels really good as a jungler. Just a lot of extra XP and gold in your inventory. And also, hey, just a little bit of extra defensive power in terms of the vision, keeping an eye on where Xerxe might be.
And it kind of makes up for the fact that you lost your red now, right? You're feeling like that's a little bit of an evening out. So going to be feeling all right about that. FakeGod, I think that there is going to be this window when both these top laners hit 6 that he's going to have to be terrified because he is without flash. Xerxe is moving up here. I think this is just covering him on the push. Revenge is too low on mana, and it can get in this awkward situation as Camille where you run out of mana and Gnar's trying to hold the wave, not allow you to actually fully reset it. They are. Oh, they're going to TP in. They want this dive.
They're
Wow.
actually going all the way in for the play. They know that FakeGod does not have any way out. There's your chain CC, making it look easy with the first blood for Xerxe.
Nicely executed there. Knowing Qiyana is mid, no TP to actually answer, is playing the Ignite, so they just go towards top. Quantum Pain. That is good. That is really good.
The sponsor headshot. Thanks, Twitter. All right, so Yusui can go in. He'll find a little CC onto Insanity, but hey, you're not stopping. Are you all right?
No, I don't think I am. I think I need a moment.
All right, while Azael takes a moment, let's take stock as Immortals are already up almost 1,000 gold at 5 minutes, man. Things have been going good for them. Dignitas is hanging out here on the bottom side brush, maybe looking to, again, go to the source of TF, right? Try to stop him, as now they're making the play on the enemy support instead. Destiny is stuck in a bad place, tries to get away. Raes coming in here with the bombs, looking to give him a little bit of backup. But that's Dignitas getting in and getting it done, picking up one. Over the wall goes Raes, but now he's in trouble, having to flash away. Aphromoo is going to be healed up. Akaadian taken down, but not taken out. Xerxe and Insanity coming in, looking to make a punish. But so many Dignitas players alive is a problem. Revenge has made his way into the fight, and Yusui, he barely stays alive there with the invisibility. He's about to get away. The flash into the stab will not do the job, and Xerxe is going to get punished and killed. Dignitas, huge early plays. Raes teleports right back into the mix. He'll get a kill, but he'll be dead as hell. Neo takes him down. 4-2 game for Dig.
You know what I see, Captain Flowers? I see a level 5 TF with no flash.
Oh no, Insanity, he bites the dust, and Dignitas critically turn the early game around. Destiny, that's not a brush you want to be face checking, or is it? Revenge is here, ready to provide the damage. He jumps forward, it's a good stop on the hook shot coming out from Neo, but will it be enough? He goes for the Hextech ultimatum with his eyes set on the enemy AD carry. And now they're about to go after Akaadian as well. He uses an early stasis, he gets himself away, but that is one back to Immortals.
Oh, barely staying alive there with the pots running, with the grass peel coming through.
Woo!
Nicely done. Immortals getting something back, but we'll see if High's prediction comes true now, because he predicted if Insanity has to flash pre-6, that Dignitas are going to win the game, and he did. He has a flash at level 5 in that jungle fight. Yusui hitting 6 was critical for them in this scrap. And it was kind of just everyone piling in to try to bail out Destiny. And in this case, maybe Immortals should have just let him die, should have just given up that one kill. But as he comes through here, they get not the first kill, but it's actually, I believe, the second kill that Yusui gets the level up off of. Or does he kill a minion? Yeah, so it's 2 kills come through. He gets the experience from that. And I was really concerned that Yusui was actually going to go down here in the CC 100-0, but he's barely able to survive, gets in the grass blade, gets the stun off there, gets a little bit of damage down, and I mean, it's this kind of squad of Neo, Akaadian, and Aphro just pushing through. Neo was not able to really be touched throughout this entire fight. Raes TP's back in, and I think that was his second death, actually, in that skirmish.
Yep.
So pretty costly affair. Their Revenge just playing this out really, really well. Uses the ultimate on the W auto there from Akaadian, avoiding that damage comes through. Is able to heal up just enough to survive and get out with his life.
So close there. And now we find ourselves back at live. It's Immortals looking to take out the Rift Herald, but Dignitas will swoop in. They will not be able to steal it away. The Rift Herald is secured by Immortals, but the eye is on the ground, and Dignitas will protect that long enough to force it to expire. So honestly, all this Herald ends up giving over is 100 gold.
Yeah, not much of anything really there. But things looking a little bit better for the Dignitas side.
Yeah, you can see right here, FTX Gold Graph. Thank you so much, producers. Look at how rapidly things change right there around that 6-minute mark as they're looking to make the play down here. Neo's in a bad spot. He's in the ground. Insanity takes the kill, and Immortals are looking to grab another. Xerxe with the execution gets it done, and IMT right back in the driver's seat.
They're going to kill this tower.
Holy cow, this is the power of Ziggs too. Remember, he does not care about the defenses of the turret in terms of the armor, the plates, the protection, whatever. As soon as it is below a certain health percentage threshold, W kills it, guaranteed.
Yeah, and with TF leaving, I don't know if he'll actually get it there on this wave, but still, getting 3 plates off the tower. They're going to get the dragon. They're getting multiple kills. Insanity not seeming like he cares about that missing flash, has been very proactive here. And look at how defensive his build is. He went tabbies and a stopwatch this early on because he knows the possibility of getting one shot here by Akaadian and Yusui. Revenge gonna have to get out of there, but they have the roams to match.
They jump right back in. They know Akaadian has no more stopwatch. He is already dead. Yusui goes in with a nice 3-man ulti, looking to take Insanity out of the picture, but the stopwatch is able to keep him alive. Revenge in hot pursuit.
Oh, the instant gold card!
And he is after Yusui. Insanity stays alive, but will finally be taken out. Yusui with the flash over the wall gets away. We got a 1-for-0 coming out here. Insanity taken out of the picture. Make it a 1-for-1, excuse me. Akaadian's already respawned. He was the cost of that play. Even stuff in a totally even game.
Yep. Insanity, really good roam though, honestly, to actually match that play. He didn't have the ulti up, but he gets up there. Gets pretty good value out of the stopwatch as it actually cost FakeGod his flash. That instant gold card though, if that saved him, that would have been pretty sick.
Insane.
Like that was an insta-lock there on the gold card. As soon as he sees it, pops that up. Prowler's Claw done though for Yusui. He's been active this game. You got to give him credit. He got the early kill. He's gotten a couple assists here. We'll see it one more time. They head up towards the top side. They steal the blue. This is when Revenge knows that it's coming. So the early hookshot away here from him. Destiny arrives. Insanity arrives. Akaadian just gets burst down straight up. But Yusui as well as FakeGod have a lot of damage, scooping them back in. Then the stopwatch coming through here. Watch how quick he is on that gold card. That was sick from Insanity. They even got that flash out off of FakeGod. He chased him down, finished him off with a passive auto. Yusui able to escape, but it does cost him his flash as well. But they have got to continue staying proactive. You can't sit back because if Immortals get in their comfort zone in the 1-3-1, you're not winning this game.
But one thing I do want to point out for the side of Dignitas, solo lane farm advantages are massive.
Yeah.
Yusui and FakeGod are almost universally ranked among the lowest of the solo laners in the league, in the LCS. So to see both of them having these 30 farm leads over their opponent is a really good sign from a Dignitas roster that a lot of times is looked at as, okay, they need to have Akaadian make plays and win through bottom.
Yep.
Now mid lane, 2v2 breaking out here.
No
Destiny
flash, remember.
putting a lot of damage. CC onto Yusui. Yusui's trying to get away. A nice ulti, but it's not enough. He's already taken out of the picture. Destiny ended up grabbing the kill on him. Viego ulti over the wall. A flash out as well. Xerxe really wants to get away from this one, and the blast cone might be able to help him. He's walking up towards his top laner. They will not finish him off there. Raes grabbing some nice damage onto Neo. Nearly kills him off. Bouncing bomb. Nope, doesn't bounce far enough.
Ziggs is pretty scary. Got the late tier, already has the Leandries completed, so Raes in a good spot. I mean, the solo lanes have stepped up. You know, they are doing a lot better in this game. The problem is just they're losing out on the kills. There's the TF passive as well, so they're still down on gold, right? You know, despite the fact that they had 30 plus CS in both solo lanes when you're checking in, being down in gold at that situation feels pretty rough. Ziggs is in a great spot. Insanity should have his Mythic complete here relatively soon. Mythic's done for Revenge as well as Xerxe, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, you can see the comparison here. This looks much healthier for Dignitas than what we saw in the previous games, right? Whereas previously, it was Immortals, 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 Immortals. Dig is coming in at 5. Yes, Dig's still at 5, but now they also have a player at number 2, just 150 gold below that top rank.
My big concern for them is that, you know, their win condition to me was either, you know, using their early advantage to snowball towards dragons or just kind of blowing the game up really, really early and getting a huge gold advantage. Oh, they're going in.
Oh, Revenge is not afraid at all with the TP showing up, but that...
Oh, it's just for the tower. They're just going to try to siege here. At first, I was like, that's a weird TP Insanity, but then Ziggs showing up makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Just going to farm these plates up, and this is really nice. Just move them around the map.
Okay, they're going all the way in. Revenge looking to aggro drop here a little bit with the outplay on the shield, and he gets it. Uppercut kick to take them down. And Revenge grabs himself some more money. Now with a 4-man push up here on the top side, they're looking to take this one all the way out of the picture. The turret plating will just now fall.
Tower.
Is Raes able to get it? He throws out the satchel charge. It is barely away from that threshold, so he won't get it. Normally the tower will have a little icon above it, a little bomb. With the bomb not there, they They don't care. Walking away.
Yeah, they were prioritizing the resets, but I think they could have afforded to just leave someone around a little bit longer to help Ziggs get that final damage in, because they could have actually outraced Neo, but they based. Neo gets all the solo gold onto him, so that is a really big win for Dignitas in that situation, trying to get Neo involved in this series, because he has been critical in so many of their wins throughout this entire year, spring and summer, and he's been kind of absent thus far in the series. Didn't really have a good first 2 games.
Oh, man. Okay, so Immortals still doing good, making sure they're playing proactively, trying to find these objectives here. They are down 1 turret compared to that of Dig, so it will help them build this gold lead even further. Xerxe will be going after Rift Herald number 2. Remember, they got the first one, but not technically because the eye was guarded away by Dignitas. So they would really like to get their first use of the Rift Herald here. Akaadian walking up to contest. He's got Aphro and Neo right behind him. This is a TY for Leash Rift Herald right here. Nicely done from Dignitas, picking that up.
Yep, Yusui threatening on the side, so if they committed, I think they would have just got roasted by that flank from Qiyana. But I think Immortals are in an incredible spot. I think this is, despite the gold being closer, despite the fact that Dignitas have been more proactive, gotten more kills, I think they are like hard losing this game right now. The fact that you're, down gold against a team that has such a strong 1-3-1, that has 2 extra TPs on what your team has, and you haven't gotten a dragon yet. Even if they take this dragon, you're still looking at 35 minutes into the game for like the fastest possible soul, right? So that's how you force them to group. And that is a long time for TF and Camille to be splitting the map, for Ziggs to be sieging towers. And having Ziggs along with a 1-3-1, this is like the Anivia of old.
It's so disgusting.
It's the perma wave clear. You can't siege on him.
You saw his clear in the mid lane. He throws 1 Q into the wave. He throws out the mines to slow them down and make them all stack up. Auto the cannon with your enchanted auto attack. Q it again. Everything's gone.
Exactly. So then the only way to actually stop him from wave clearing is to dive him. And so you have to hard commit to a dive, but you've got to bring everyone to do that, and that means that your side lanes are unanswered, that Camille and TF are potentially pushing down towers or getting farm advantages. It's a lot. And that's why it's really, really, I think, a tough game state. They can definitely win if they can get those sort of 5v5s, if they can have those explosive engages, get the Qiyana to find these flanks, find these one-shots on a champions like Ziggs, who has gone for a very squishy build. There's no Zonias, there's no real protection for him there, there's no Thresh behind him or even an exhaust. So, if Qiyana can get on top of someone like Raes and one-shot him to start the fight, they can win. But I'm just not sure that Immortals is ever going to fight them.
I mean, it's that same situation that anybody who's ever played enough games of solo queue has encountered the type of game where you're really good at 5v5, but when you're not ahead, when you're not—
They have Tryndamere.
Yeah, they have Tryndamere split pushing in the top lane, right? Or they have some sort of fed Master Yi in the jungle who's just doing whatever he wants. These sorts of champions that create such a 1v1 threat, when you aren't super far ahead to just absolutely bully them 5v5, that's scary. And now Dignitas is in a bad spot yet again. Aphromoo killed off. Xerxe taking the credit on that one. Everfrost over the wall, following it up here with a nice depth charge. Flash into the stolen death sentence, and Qiyana, the queen, don't mess with the king. And there's the triple kill for Xerxe.
Xerxe's coming for that crown. You best believe it. The flash hook, alley-ooping himself off the backboard, slam dunk ulti, gets the kill. And this is why it's so hard to play the map. I mean, Immortals push in bot side, they push in mid, you see FakeGod on the map, you see that Neo is in mid lane, all of a sudden the whole squad shows up here with TP, with the TF ulti. They arrive, they get those initial kills, they pile in to get even more, and then to boot, you can't even defend the mid lane. So this is just such a difficult situation because of that ability for everyone to show up here. Really nice route over the wall. I didn't catch that in the first play, but Insanity with the Everfrost route over the wall into the ult from Nautilus, flashes over for the gold card, and Xerxe with the stolen Thresh body gets the flash hook right into his own ulti reset. They are cruising. They're in such a strong position here. Dignitas have got to force. They've got to group and force, but guess what's going to happen? It's just like I said, you leave the side lanes. Yes, you can grab a tower, sure, but you are all sharing this experience while Camille is getting solo gold, solo XP, and pulling them further and further ahead in the game.
Yeah, the farm advantage that I mentioned earlier, about 30 CS, 5 waves or so. Yeah, it's 2 minions, right? That's a margin of error. That is
quick math.
Thank you, Azael.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, my smart friend. 2 is indeed less than 30.
Got your back.
Now, let's go ahead and just look critically about where this game state is for Dignitas, because we are 30 seconds away
It's in the gutter.
Okay, yes, it is in the gutter, in the trench, however you'd like to call it, but we're 30 seconds away from Baron being a factor.
Yeah.
This is traditionally one of those types of things that a team could use to try to deathball a game, right? But for Dignitas, I have to wonder, do you even have the ability to try to go for this? Because it's not like you have Cassiopeia. It's not like you have Kai'Sa, any of these champions that are traditionally just like, oh, Baron Melter, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel viable for a long time.
They don't at all. I mean, Gragas and Qiyana just don't hurt the Baron, first of all, right? You know, you do have the shield bow done on Neo, but look how defensive he has to go. He's got QSS and stopwatch. Like, he has no damage. He's not going to kill it. And to make matters worse, Ziggs is on the other team, who you just do not want to be trying to do Baron in.
Okay, Revenge with a flash away. Akaadian's ulti doesn't get him a whole lot there. A nice pick from Dignitas that doesn't turn into a kill, but taking that flash off of that enemy diver, off of that fed top laner, could be very important here with 25 seconds before the next trade.
It absolutely is. And generally with Camille, you don't really like to team fight without your flash. It's hard to actually get to the backline unless you have a good flank angle. You know, hookshot flash is how so many of those team fights are actually executed on this champion. I don't think that Immortals need to actually contest at all. I would prefer that they just continue splitting. It's only the second dragon for Dignitas. Honestly, who cares? But they maybe feel like they can just win 5v5.
Dignitas looking for the opportunity. Flash coming out from Aphromoo. Flash away from Destiny. There goes the big bomb. Mega Inferno ready to roast. FakeGod's pulled away over to safety. Yusui going after Raes. Destiny's already dead to Neo. We've got ourselves 2 dead on the side of Immortals. They walk right into what Dignitas needed them to walk into, the 5v5. And Dig's doing all right now. Revenge wants to stop him. Health bars are injured. They have a 3v5 ahead of them, but Immortals are still daring to contest Dignitas' recalls and contest this Drake pit. They will clear away the control ward. They will clear away the trinket ward. A TP coming back in now from FakeGod shows that Dignitas are ready to recommit to this, and Immortals will end up losing 2 lives for nothing and losing out on the Drake.
I mean, that's just overconfidence. Honestly, you know, Immortals are in a great position. Yes, you were ahead a couple thousand gold. Yes, you have the map advantage, but why fight into a 5v5 comp when that is their only way to win the game, right? You don't need this to win the game. It's only their second dragon. Who cares? Like, that should have been top lane tier 2, probably down to TF. You know, you push out mid lane, you push out bot lane, you take away some of their jungle camps, and you just extend your gold lead. You accept that you are going to lose this. Instead, they show up, they feel, hey, we can just 5v5 you no matter what. Instead, it's going to be Yusui getting onto Raes. And despite the ultimate not being able to land here, a great flash there comes through from Raes. Without Zonies, you've got no shot to survive in that 1v1 despite the flash being used. So he's going to be even easier to kill next time around. And I just don't think it's something that they needed to do. And to me, it just really felt like overconfidence. You know, you're playing the 1-3-1 comp. You have infinite wave clear. You have the scaling. You have the advantage. You don't need to go into that 5v5.
And for Dignitas, when you're in a spot like this where you were down a couple thousand gold and you need a bit of a windfall just to come back into the game, hey, there it is.
That's
if
good.
you were looking for an opportunity to help yourself back into the game, it just presented itself gift-wrapped to you in the bottom side river. Things are still bad, but they could be worse. Dignitas is on that road to getting to the point where they could deathball a win.
Exactly. You can start to see a win condition, right? You've gotten your second dragon. You just close the gold lead a little bit. Instead of it ballooning while all 5 of you guys were at the dragon and them taking towers and being 5k ahead, well, now it's not so bad. You're 2.4k down. A lot of that is TF passive. Who cares? And, you know, you can start to kind of build these win conditions. The item completions start to come through. You know, Neo's likely going to have his Zeal complete before that next team fight. Then he's going to have some significant damage. He's going to be ramping up.
Yep. Also want to point out the itemization for Insanity. This is very utility focused, very pick focused. You have Everfrost into a rapid fire cannon. The damage is very much on the lower end. This isn't a one-shot you type of AP threat in the mid lane.
Yeah.
But the pick potential, especially with his flash up, massive.
And it works for how they want to play the game, right? Because you should win the game through side lanes, and that's what they're looking for right now. There's no TP available on the Dignitas side. There's 2 TPs currently available, and Raes Raes is going to be up before FakeGod as well. So get to the side lanes. Play through these side lanes. Push it out. They have Ziggs camped in the mid lane. Camille pushing bot. You have Insanity up towards the top side. You need to have enough vision that the Ziggs is going to be safe. But once you've got that, you can really push very aggressively here. And if they only have one member kind of committing to defending on one side, then guess what? TF ults in, you show up, you look for that pick, you have TPs to play with, you have map control, and that's what I really want to see from Immortals.
Immortals, let's see if they're going to really contest a whole lot here for this blue. Doesn't look like it, but hey, at least they will keep it away from Yusui. It does have to go over to Akaadian here. FakeGod jumps forward, but won't get any more than a single Q out there. Revenge sidestepping it anyway. Dignitas maintaining about their same stance here in the game. 2,500 gold down. We got 2 minutes until the Drake spawns. Baron still on the map here for just about 5 minutes now. Revenge continuing to build up the leads in terms of gold and experience here in the side wave. Yusui trying to answer what has been pushed up by the side of Immortals. And this is sort of how things are going to look for Dignitas, right? When Dig are always on the back foot, they cannot do anything about this priority that Immortals have in the side lanes unless they send multiple people to punish like you were talking about.
Exactly. I mean, just look where the waves are right now, right? They're all on Dignitas' side of the map. You don't have vision, you don't have TPs, you don't have that TF to be able to kind of like bail you out of some of these situations. So they are going to have to play it fairly defensively. It means they're going to lose control over vision around these objectives. I do think Dignitas will show up to this next dragon. It's in about minute 15, so you want to see them picking up the pink wards as they are doing. You can see 4 in inventory on their side, now make that 6. Neo should honestly probably sell the D-Blade and grab some as well, because they have got to be able to fight around these objectives. You've got to keep your flanks covered. You've got to be able to win these 5v5s and move towards that Mountain Soul, because threatening that is a big win condition for you.
Okay. Also worth pointing out, the Serpent's Fang completed on Yusui here, considering Camille's passive. Sterix Gauge on Viego, also the Locket of the Iron Solari there on Destiny. Could get a lot of value out of this itemization here, as they're going for a potential play onto Yusui. Yes, the depth charge finds him. No, it's not in time. So Dignitas happy to be able to get their mid laner to safety. It does cost his ulti, but it was Twisted Fate and Nautilus and Ziggs ults used.
I will say, you know, there's more of a possibility that maybe we see Immortals look for a 5v5 with that ulti down from Yusui, though they did spend a lot of theirs. But Dignitas looking for the fight, trying to chase in here. Gnar expires for FakeGod, so some of the most powerful abilities that they have really with the Qiyana ult, with FakeGod's ult aren't available, but they're just going to split this out. This is what I kind of wish they did last time. It is more costly this time because this is sole point that Dignitas is moving to, but they will be able to take the tier 2 top. FakeGod could eventually TP up there, but it's not really going to be a concern. Insanity should have this down before there's any response.
All right, so now we're at the point of the game where Immortals will have to go to that next one, right? You don't just want to give away that Mountain Soul for free. So my question is, what does an appropriate Immortals lead by 4 minutes and 45 seconds from now look like for them to feel confident in that fight?
I mean, I think it's more about the setup. I think their lead is fine. I think both teams could potentially win 5v5. Really, you have got to mark the Gnar and you've got to mark the Qiyana. Like, that is the most important part of the team fight. If they get to Raes, you know, he's going to be in so much trouble. He does have Zhonya's now. There is Zhonya's on Insanity as well, so there's not easy targets anymore. But really protecting the backline from that wombo combo is the most important part of the fight. And trying to make sure that, you know, when Dignitas shows up towards this dragon, they are losing out in the side lanes, that they don't have waves pushing, that it's harder for them to get vision as a result. They're just going to try to get a pick right now.
Immortals
this is not going to work.
Yeah, they've already got Akaadian right there for Diggs, so Revenge down to 1/3 HP. Now, one thing I do want to point out, because you mentioned the Zhonyas on both of the AP threats from Immortals, there is also a stopwatch on both of their divers. I will be hearing this stupid noise in my nightmares after the next team fight. Everyone on this squad, sans the support, can use that. On the other side, stopwatch for Neo, Hourglass for Akaadian. There are 6 potential stasises in our next team fight.
Yeah, and Dignitas actually the ones to get the side lane advantage here, because Insanity did TP in. It just wasn't a good setup on that dive. FakeGod was very far back by the tower. Ooh, that was nice.
Timing. Very well done. Insanity using a Summoner Spellbook barrier just in case Yusui tried to turn it around and go for the kill there too, but Yusui with almost no mana left cannot do anything more.
Yep, and Insanity wanted access to the flash for a potential chase, so using that barrier But Yusui playing it well. You know, he's pushing on the side. He takes down the tower. Going to go back to base. We'll see if he has enough for the Serylda's Grudge. He has the components. Doesn't look like he has the combined money just yet. Okay. But they're waiting 3 minutes into the future. They're closing this gold lead. It is shrinking.
And hey, Mercurial Scimitar done for Neo. We talked earlier about how he had to stop and buy a little bit of time for those defensive items. He's at 3 crit items now. Yes, Mercurial Scimitar is not Lord Dom's or Infinity Edge for maximum damage, but it's looking all right. FakeGod flashing away down here. That's one of those fights where nobody else is on the map for a while. You see 2 meatballs hitting each other. I'm just like, okay, even if somebody dies, it's not going to be for the next 15 seconds. We'll just, well, it'll happen
Camille in the meatball territory?
Okay, all right.
Camille is spelt, you know?
She's hitting a meatball, though.
That's true.
She's hitting a meatball.
But she does have Cho'Gath Ultimate as a Q. So
yes, that is true. Yeah. I have read that sentence.
And that is why we saw FakeGod having flash away there. I think FakeGod actually played it really well, you know, scooping him out of the ultimatum to break that, running away. But even with that, he had no help coming. There's no TP but his. So no one's TPing in to bail you out. You got to run. And he had to flash the attack sweep.
Duck. Also, I do like to see Revenge like playing, because Camille can build more defensively, more like one of those health bruiser, like meatball type builds, right? But no, Revenge isn't doing that. You've got the Ravenous Hydra second item. Dignitas is starting up the Baron.
No way they commit to this.
There's no way, right?
There's no shot that this is going to work. And now they see it with the ult. I mean, they dropped the Ziggs ult. They use the TF ult to make sure. And now Immortals members just have to run away because you're buying time. What a hook!
Oh, he's going in! He's flying after him! Oh, Xerxe with a good buffer, making it so Dignitas can't get any sort of a catch here, and Immortals will win out in the game of macro.
Yeah, they get the side lane tier 2, but again, you can be looking towards this next dragon. Aphro will be down a flash, but everything else is pretty much ready to go here. Besides Aphro's flash, FakeGod's flash, they'll have all their ultis. They want to try to get this Mountain Soul. Even if they get it, it's not a guaranteed game win, of course, because Immortals still may just refuse to ever fight you and look to wave clear and try to force side lanes.
Right.
But it is going to be a huge advantage. It's going to protect FakeGod in the side lanes. It's going to give them more opportunity to try to threaten a real Baron take and force Immortals to actually show up for a 5v5.
So I also want to point out, Revenge still has kept the stopwatch in his inventory. He never had to use it, but he also completed his Guardian Angel. So he spent the extra money on this stopwatch, knowing there will be no other purpose for it than to sell it once it breaks, because he wants the power of that aggro drop here in the next team fight. Yeah. He is very much ready for 5v5 combat.
To me, that basically seems like you're going to go on a one-man mission where you just dive Neo. And even if you don't kill Neo, you're going to buy time with the stopwatch, with the GA, and you're saying, all right, I may not take him out, but he won't participate, and we win the 4v4.
Right. You cannot win a 4v4 without Aphelios present, so we're just going to guarantee that that's reality. Insanity, though, has to be careful about Dignitas moving in force. Now, here's what Dignitas have bought for themselves with a 3-to-1 Drake count. They can go after the Baron. If their opponents are all invested in the Drake pit, Dignitas can rush this down. You have a fed Aphelios in terms of his overall gold count now. He's doing all right damage to it. It's not done yet. TF ult's going to see it's down to about 6K. Xerxe pops the blast cone there. Some Ziggs bombs coming in. Oh, Insanity! He's going to be chain CC'd. What in the hell was that? Dignitas just immediately with the pick. Enemy mid laner down. You've got Revenge taking the Drake, so at least they're going to stop the soul.
Now.
Can Xerxe steal this? He could potentially flash over the wall and Viego ult back out, or vice versa. Ziggs bomb over the wall is going to take him low. Xerxe goes in and gets it! You gotta be kidding me! Dignitas lose the Baron! Immortals now looking to make something else happen. They're grabbing the first kill and they're going in to find even more! Neo's in the stasis. Revenge is gonna go in. Yusui with his stolen body. That's just Revenge! He's enabling it and Xerxe is setting it up. Xerxe is popping off. Revenge is popping off. Immortals is popping off and Dignitas is going down. Ace for the Ruined King. Ace for Immortals. And broken dreams in the dust for Dignitas.
They're going to get everything here. It's going to be at least double inhib. You have to think. Pushing on 2 lanes. They are committing to mid lane. Will they just try to end? I think they're going to go for the end here. With Insanity pulling away. They have Ziggs and TF. It's going to insta-die.
There's no reason not to go for the end. You've still got 15 seconds on the Dignitas bottom lane. Yusui and Akaadian will not be up in time. Immortals will clean sweep Dignitas out of the playoffs, out of the potential conversation for Worlds and out of the rest of their season. Immortals win this series.
What a final fight for Xerxe. Coming over the wall, steals the Baron, combining with the Ziggs ult from Raes, got it low. He goes in. That looked like it could have been the defining moment, but for Dignitas, because
huge.
Insanity went in way too far forward. I'm not sure if he thought he could bait something with his zonies, but he died immediately.
Yeah, the hook.
And exactly, he gets hooked up, goes down right away. Immortals are in this 4v5, and you're thinking this could be the game-turning play here for Dignitas, but they make it happen.
The steal.
The Baron steal, the ace, they get wiped. And as soon as you get those kills, and Xerxe's taking over everyone's body. He's running crazy through that fight. He becomes Neo. He becomes
Can I just
everyone.
say, as the person who has to track that in the middle of the team fights, screw Viego changing his icon as he kills people. It is impossible to track. But he did pop off in such a cool
You
way.
can track that.
Racking so many kills up together. Revenge always being there to facilitate as well, just jumping in. You talked about how, hey, he had the items. He wasn't afraid. Nobody was. And in what looked like the closest game of the series by a significant margin, Immortals found that one chance to strike at the throat, and oh man, it turned R-rated real quick.
Yeah, I mean, Dignitas, I don't blame them for actually committing there, right? Because you finally got to pick. You have a 5v4. You could take the Baron. You could maybe win the game off this. I think we're going to watch it one more time on this replay. But,
yeah.
I mean, that was their moment. They had to go for something. They didn't want to play a long game and just get split out. Insanity just gets hooked up. He had the Ghost. He had the Zonias. So I think he felt he could just outplay it. Instead, it's a great pick from Dig, but the Baron is so painfully slow, and they don't have anyone to go over the wall and actually contest Xerxe, which is one of the biggest problems. No one is here answering him. Raes ults the Baron low, and then in goes Xerxe, R over the wall, smites it with the Q plus smite. The bombs coming through from Raes, and he's got the Zonias at low health. He survives. Xerxe, he's onto the Qiyana, able to get the blade through, get one kill, then becomes Neo, has the root here to follow through and chase down FakeGod, get that kill. When I saw him first take over Qiyana, I'm like, does a jungler know how to play this? And then I remember we did have that Qiyana meta for a little bit in the jungle, and Xerxe is one of those guys who plays everything. So, you know, really such an impressive finish to that series. Immortals clearly the better team. It's a 3-0. It's a convincing series. There are takeaways here, I think, to improve on, especially from game number 3. I think that game was closer than it needed to be for Immortals. There was no reason for them to contest the second dragon that Dignitas was taking. They could have committed to the 1-3-1 and had a more clean finish. But overall, I mean, both your soul laners, that was their first playoff series.
Yeah.
You swept them. You looked aggressive. You looked really well coordinated. For the most part, it was a very, very impressive series for Immortals, and I think they should be walking away so happy.
Oh, absolutely. Remember, this is the team that started in the lower bracket. This is the team that never got the second life. And they're coming in like this. They not only played really well as a team, but their preparation was super good, right? Like, even we heard the desk talking about, you know, how the fact that Dignitas went back in on blue in second game, they clearly, Raes is saying, look, this indicates to me that they believe they had a plan, they had the preparation. Well, Immortals was prepared for your preparation. They outthought and outplayed their opponents, and they absolutely deserve this one.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And I think when you see a dominant win like that, you get a little bit more nervous as their next potential opponent, right? We don't know who they're going to play next, but if they can play to this level, I think they could threaten some of the big teams.
Yeah, the conversation's been about those 5 at the top, with the other 3 in Golden Guardians, Immortals, and Dignitas also being here, but nobody really giving them the think, all right, I don't really think they're going to have a chance at it. But hey, Immortals looked really clean today. I had a lot of fun watching them. Immortals keep true to their name, and they are still alive here in the playoffs in the lower bracket. And right now, Dash is on stage with their very